With matters to do with business, the National Employers Association of South Africa CEO, Gerhard Papenfus, has raised concerns about the decline in the steel sector employment numbers. He says the rapid drop in the manufacturing sector is a direct result of the deficiency of a lopsided SMME hostile collective bargaining arrangement, which he says is a rude awakening for the economy. Papenfus joins me now for more on his opinion piece that we read yesterday. Mr. Papenfus, good evening to you. Thank you very much for your time. Let's try and explore further as to the reasoning for the rapid decline in the manufacturing sector. What more can you tell us about what you say there in that introduction, that this is a direct result of a deficiency of a lopsided SMME hostile collective bargaining arrangement? What is all this about? Simplify it for us.
Yeah, well, thank you for this opportunity. There's in South Africa a collective bargaining dispensation that is very hostile towards SMMEs. It is a system that was created to enhance the interests of trade unions. So what happens here is that when voting takes place in a bargaining council on any issue with regard, for instance, the establishment of wage levels, an employer doesn't have one employer, one vote does not count. What the arrangement is, an employer, the weight of the vote of an employer is not determined by the fact that that company is an employer. It is determined by the fact that by the number of his employees. So just to explain that very simply, if you have a company employing 1,000 employees, you have 100 times the voting power than a company employing 10 employees. So what is happening is that big business make decisions that suits them. Now, you know, big business is situated in the economic hubs of the country. They make arrangements that suits them, arrangements that is terribly hostile towards SMEs in the economic hubs, but also outside of the economic hubs in rural areas. Now, in the metal industry, steel industry, this has led to an arrangement that the entry-level wage of an employee that has no experience, no qualification, entry-level, a sweeper, you know, and I'm not talking down on a sweeper, but that's entry-level, is 16,000 Rand a month. Now, what happens in practice, they make that arrangement, then the minister, through a mechanism established in the Act, extend that agreement between big trade unions and big business to all parties. And remember, their vote counts more. So the cities, in the hubs, arrangements are made that is transferred to the rest of the country. And if a business wants to get out of that arrangement, he needs to prove to an exemption committee that his company is in dire straits. Now, you cannot grow on that basis. So if you're a growing small business and you can't prove it, well, the wage will break you eventually. Any company. Now, this is an arrangement that is so hostile to job creation, and well, government just can't change it. And as long as that applies, now I must just put the blame on business as well, because businesses agreed to these deals. Big businesses agreed to these deals, and the ironic part of it, there are big businesses that signed these deals and then apply for exemptions of their own deals.
Very interesting indeed. And you pen this at a very interesting time, because you have ArcelorMittal, arguably the largest steel company in South Africa, that is saber-rattling. Basically, they're about to to shut down. On the other
Yes.
hand, NUMSA is saying we want more money for our members. Hence, you complain about wages that are not market related. What's your response to NUMSA, which is the largest union in the steel sector, saying they're going to down tools if their demands are not met?
Well, you know, I've had a discussion this morning on the current dilemma in the auto industry, where NUMSA says if the automakers can't meet their demands, they're threatening strike. But you know what? The country is in a very difficult period, and let me tell you that we are part first world country, and we are part third world country. We are a serious developing country, and we are becoming more and more of a developing country. These wages are simply too high. You know, you can set a wage on any level. Any level. The point is, you must find an employer that is willing to pay that wage. Now, you can call an employer any name, but an employer only pays a wage that he can afford to pay and what he's willing to pay. There's a sense of righteousness that you say, for this job, this is the wage. And if you set a wage beyond that level, you will get unemployment. Now, in South Africa, we have 45%, that's an official figure of unemployment, 45%. Now, that's and 62% youth unemployment. Yeah. Now, the unions has negotiated this, but that is what they've arranged is to, what they succeeded in doing is to make an arrangement that satisfies those that do have jobs. But that number is busy to decrease. In the steel industry, as I've mentioned, in the last 5 years, we've lost 23% of employees in that sector. 23%. We can't do that. We need a drastic intervention in South Africa, but we need a political leadership that has the guts to take on the unions on this issue. Collective bargaining has destroyed many sectors. It has destroyed textile. It is busy destroying steel. Now, in the auto industry's wages is 40% at least lower than the steel industry, but they are battling. The auto industry is also in a very difficult phase. So, you know, this is the battle that's taking place. And like somebody said to me this morning, you know, there's not the nature of the debate in the negotiation table is not on a level that one expects that should happen in a country that's really battling, where we need to protect jobs and where we need to grow the economy. The economy is in a process of decline. We can no longer have this little fights. And let's make it clear. I don't fight for low wages. All I'm saying is we cannot sustain 45% unemployment. We need to get people back to work, and we need to create a dispensation that gets people back to work.
Yeah. Gerhard, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but there's so much to discuss with you. Hopefully, we can get more time when we next talk to you, because you complain about a government that is interfering as opposed to providing solutions. I'd like to tease that out a little bit more, but for the time being, thank you very much for your time. Gerhard,
thank you to you, sir.
Papenfus, thank you very much indeed. He is the CEO of the National Employers Association of South Africa.